What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rhino Review Stuff. I'm Rhino and I review stuff. And today is the last video for Rhino Review Stuff because I'm going to be doing a little bit of rebranding here. It's time for me to move forward with things and get back to the stuff I enjoy. Technically, this is some of the stuff I enjoy, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and make this video before the end of 2023. One more video coming out to sort of explain things, but I'd like to get started on this one. As you can plainly see within this box is the V500S 4K. This is the latest edition of the V500 from JoyUsing, and it has a very, very nice camera. It is 13 megapixels. It does 30 frames per second, but not through the JoyUsing app, as you'll see here in a few minutes. And yeah, has an A3 shooting area. That means it shoots a pretty large area. So it has a lot of good stuff going for it, and one really terrible thing going for it. Let's get into it by using some video I already shot.
What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to take a look at the USB document camera here from JoyUsing. This is the V500 4K. Got a quick start guide. We've got the gray mat that you put down on the table. USB-C to USB-A. User manual. And the actual document camera. It does have a nice heavy-weighted base. We've got a Kensington lock here. USB-C on the back, and an unused port on there. On the top of the unit, we've got our light button, we've got our mirror button, we've got a photo button, zoom in, zoom out, and we've got focus lock. These are not clicky tactile buttons, these are capacitive. You do get pretty good range of motion here. It can raise up like so, and continues to raise until it's completely vertical and even goes backwards. The head of the unit does go down, it does go up, and it rotates left and right. Here on the camera unit, you can see the camera is right here. We do have LED light here, and the microphone is right here. This is especially useful if you're going to use this as a webcam. Here on the arm, we also have an LED strip with some pretty good lighting on it. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this thing set up here with my computer, and let's check out the software experience.
And here we are in the JoyUsing software. Right here we've got our gallery for any still images or videos that you record using these two buttons. Right here we've got our settings with focus and exposure. This button here says all of the different resolutions you can choose from. Right now I've got it set at 1080p, although I'm not recording from a 1080p screen. We've got our freeze button here, so that freezes our image. We've got our exposure settings here with contrast, brightness, and saturation. Right now, the automatic seems to work very well, so I'm just going to leave that with the default settings. This is a neat little button here, automatic edging. You can see it did put an edge around the little image here, so that works out really well. At higher resolutions, sometimes it tries to pick up other images. We've got picture-in-picture here. This activates a secondary camera. Unfortunately, I've got my secondary camera disabled in my settings, so yeah, no integrated webcam for you. We've got split screen here, so if I had any images here in the gallery, I would be able to do a split screen and be able to work on one side in real life and have it on the other side be blocked off with whatever image I wanted to have, say if it was a worksheet or something of the sort, and then on this side I could do my work on it. The snapshot button here, all these different types of pictures that you can take by clicking that button there. Of course, the video button, you can record an MP4, AVI, FLV, and MOV. We've got an OCR button here, but in my experience, the OCR doesn't work exactly as expected. Sometimes it misses some words, but most of the time it actually works out okay. PDF file button here, this saves whatever it is picking up right here as a PDF file. That's pretty self-explanatory. Over here on the side, we've got the zoom and zoom out buttons, we've got the locate button, we've got our rotate the screen button, and we've got our center it into the image button. This right here opens up the menu where you can actually edit the picture. So we've got our pen tool, we've got the line thickness, you can select the color, you can do transparency here because yes, you can set this up as a highlighter. I'm going to go ahead and do about like that. And let's highlight this beautiful smile. You can see you can move the image around, so be sure you have selected the right tool for the job. So there we go. I've given him some nice, beautiful lipstick. That looks great. Good job. Of course, we've got our eraser button, extremely useful. We've got our wipe screen button, and we can go back to the home. And this is the default out-of-the-box experience you can expect using the V500 4K here as a webcam. And this is not the audio you would be getting. This audio is coming from a different microphone set. However, I will turn this on this camera in just a moment. And there we go. Now we're listening to the microphone quality of the JoyUsing V500 4K. And this is what I would sound like if I was using this as my sole microphone, and this is the video you would get if you were using this as your webcam. You can see it is doing some autofocus here. If I get closer, it should have focused in on my face, and I should be pretty darn beautiful. And this is the video and audio quality you can expect when you are recording directly from the JoyUsing visualizer software. This is what it looks like. There is, as you can see, some slight lag here in the recording. That's only on the recording because on the actual video that's presented on the screen, it looks pretty good. So if I was using this in Skype or Zoom or Google Meet, you're not going to get this weird lag, but because I'm also recording, that's going to take up a lot more system resources, and that is what the explanation is for the lag. Again, this is the audio quality you would be getting, and the video quality you would be getting through the visualizer software from JoyUsing.
So one thing that was severely lacking on my video that I just showed was I totally forgot to actually use this. So yeah, let's go ahead and use it now and see what the experience is like. It's actually pretty flawless, as most JoyUsing cameras are. So yes, this is the V500S 4K. And that's a little me. So this does work. It works exactly as you would expect a document camera to work. I am satisfied with the overall writing experience. There is auto exposure, autofocus, and all of that. Everything works absolutely flawlessly. But as you can see right here on the sides, like right there and right there, it doesn't do scaling very well in the app. And that is my one major issue with the new V500S 4K. It's not with the camera itself. The camera itself is pretty darn good. It's a problem with the software. JoyUsing has changed the software drastically since the last time I used one of their cameras, and I'm not satisfied with the software. The software really makes it an unbearably terrible experience because they take up so much of your screen real estate with all of these extra buttons and that whole gallery thing there on the side. I don't like that at all. I love the camera. So what can we do? Luckily, there's another software company out there that also makes another document company out there that also makes software called IPEVO. And IPEVO's visualizer software actually does work with pretty much any camera you throw at it. So let's switch to that now. And here's the V500S 4K being used in the IPEVO software. You can see now, I got a lot of screen real estate. You can actually see all the way out to here instead of being forced to be just in the middle. Scrolling and zooming and all of that stuff works just fine. Up here, you can change all of your settings. So yeah, I'm going to look right there. You can select the camera. You can change your resolution. It's got video filters, which the JoyUsing software doesn't have. These video filters are hilarious and awesome and super useful when you're in a dark room. Things like that you just don't get with the JoyUsing software. IPEVO goes above and beyond what other software does for document cameras. Now, you're not going to get the full effect because, you know, the IPEVO software is meant for IPEVO cameras. It's just compatible with pretty much any other camera. And you can see, lag, there is none. It's fully 30 frames per second there. You can zoom in quite a bit. I'll go ahead and do that now. Right now it's at 1, and let's go all the way up to 20. Now, it's not the clearest picture possible because right now my resolution is set at 1080p. However, let's go ahead and change that. Whoop. Where is it? There we go. So there's my glorious little eyeball using 4K. Now, there is still some fuzziness there, but that's because that's what cameras do when you zoom in 20 times digitally and not optically. Can you do this with the JoyUsing software? Yes. But is it as quick? No. This actually moves with you. It's a pretty steady frame rate, and it's completely usable. So what are my final thoughts here on the JoyUsing V500S 4K? The camera, rock solid. It has an excellent base. It has excellent range of motion. The video quality and picture quality is top-notch compared to other cameras in this price range. I like it a whole lot. I like that it's got the buttons there on the camera itself instead of having to use software to do that. The zoom and the zoom in and zoom out stuff, I like that a lot. I like that it has the extra LED lights that most cameras don't even have one of. So JoyUsing did a great job on that. The articulation of the arm and being able to lift that head up and rotate it side to side, lift it down or lower it down, and basically go all over the place. You've got so much movement here, there's not going to be anything you're going to miss. The V500S 4K does an excellent job of being a document camera. It is completely usable, and I really, really do like it. I recommend the camera. With the caveat, don't use the JoyUsing software. Use the IPEVO visualizer and you will get so much more out of their camera than you would if you use the visualizer from JoyUsing. Yes, there is the OCR compatibility, and yes, it does work. I will upload a test file down there in the description. The OCR works just fine. It's pretty good. But IPEVO also has the same functionality. It's just in a separate app. And previously, JoyUsing had two separate apps. They had one app for their book scanner, and then they had one app for their document cameras. And somehow they have combined them and ruined both of them completely. IPEVO, on the other hand, has two pieces of software for two specific scenarios. And yes, their OCR software does work with any camera, just like their visualizer software works with any camera. So if you are going to be getting this, use the IPEVO software. I highly recommend it. Skip the JoyUsing software for now until they make some major changes. As with all of my videos, links will be down there in the description. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I will see you all later. Bye.